Okay, so I want to talk about a few things that I've been noticing over the past week. By the way, got my first win as an AAU coach. Let's go.
Good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So got my first win. That was exciting. I had another game where we lost by one, and I blame myself
Oh,
for that loss, man. I drew up a play towards the end, but I called a timeout too early, so it didn't advance the ball up the floor. Just a rookie mistake. But I've learned a lot, and I wanted to talk to you guys. So the first thing is that dealing with players as a coach is a lot similar to being a captain, and I noticed similar patterns with each. Right, so you got some players. So I'm gonna draw this out. All right, this is gonna look like Picasso. All right. So you got two different types of players here, right? You got the guys that truly love the game. I'll be you guys. And then you got guys that like the game, right? Some of these guys that like the game, they may not even like it actually. They may have just been told by their parents to play it, so they're just kind of doing it, right? One thing that I've learned as a coach and as a leader is that the way you change the behavior of these players is much different than these guys. They aren't motivated by the same things. So if you're trying to be the leader of your team, which I imagine you guys are, you need to first figure out which version are you talking to? Which player are you talking to? Are you talking to somebody that truly loves the game and you can tell like they're obsessed with it, or is it somebody that just likes it, right? So I'm going to show you how you motivate somebody that truly loves the game, right? So if you want to change the behavior of somebody that loves the game, is passionate about it like you, the best way to motivate them is to talk about the what if, right? So, what if you actually worked harder than you are right now? What if you got some extra shots up? What if you dove for those loose balls? Right? Because then it's going to be at the forefront of their mind like, oh, yeah, like what is the potential? How far can I go? Because a lot of people that truly love basketball don't believe in themselves enough, but they just want the success so bad. So sometimes they need that person to be there and say, hey, like, I see how passionate you are. You can achieve what you want, but you just have to take this step or you have to do this instead, right? Then you can direct them in the right direction. Does everything I'm saying make sense so far?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the what if is the question you need to ask those guys that love the game. Now for the players that just like it, right? This is big, right? You need to ask why. Why? Why are you playing ball? Right? If they say, "Oh, I just like the game, it's whatever," you can frame that into saying, "Okay, well, since you're here, you might as well do this." Right? That's like saying, "Okay, if you're gonna, let's say, go, I don't know, on some vacation, right? It may not be your favorite vacation spot. Maybe you wanted to go to the beach, but you ended up going to the mountains with your family, right? Are you going to spend that whole vacation sulking because, oh, we're not at the beach? No. You're going to just make sure to enjoy the vacation as much as you can, right? So, why are you playing basketball? Are you playing basketball to just get nothing out of it? Or are you playing it so you can actually do something, you know? So, asking why instead of what if for these guys is much more important. Okay. So step one, let me get a new page. Step one is figure out which type of player they are, right? And step two, oh, step two is ask the right questions. That's something I've been learning as a leader. Now, these two questions are not the only questions you should be asking, right? These are just baseline things like to change your perspective on this. Another question that motivates people that love the game is like, the what if, of course, but also saying, what if you don't, right? What if you do this, but what if you don't do this? That's gonna tap into the pain. And if they recognize, "Oh, if I don't follow what they're telling me to do, if I don't follow in their leadership, we're not gonna win games," like, that's gonna get to them. And asking what if I don't? Or, what is getting in the way here? That's gonna tap into them. Now, the guys that like it, instead of just asking why, you can say, why not?" Right? Why not do this? Why not dive on the floor for the loose ball? What do you have to lose? That can be very important. All right. So that was the first thing I wanted to discuss was leadership. Do we have any questions on that so far?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. All right. Next is going into training, right? So I've been getting back and I'm feeling pretty good. Um Something that has helped me is practicing self-kindness. So I don't know if you guys know this guy. His name is Chris Williamson. He has the podcast called Modern Wisdom. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a really famous podcast. He has a lot of big guests on there all the time, but a lot of it is like philosophy and all that kind of stuff. And so I find it very interesting. I'm a nerd with that kind of stuff. One of
Yeah.
the things that Chris Williamson said was after he made a mistake, he started telling himself, this is a great opportunity for me to practice self kindness. And I thought that was really powerful, because we always say, yeah, I should be kinder to myself. I should stop being so hard on myself. But we don't actually do that in real life, To give you an example, the other day, I played against other college basketball players. And, it was a very short game because we got kicked out of the gym. But before that, I scored a mid-range jumper, like something I work on in practice all the time, and that felt really good. But then the very next possession, I took a three and I got blocked on a three-pointer, you know? And that kind of stuff just happens, bro. You get humiliated sometimes. You get embarrassed, right? You're gonna make mistakes. And one thing I noticed about me, guys, as soon as I got blocked, I started saying everything negative about myself. I started saying, "Man, what am I doing? Why am I trying to play in college again? What was I thinking? Like, who do I think I am? I'm not built for this. This isn't for me. I gotta just get away from this. This hurts too much. This is too painful. I gotta stop." I've noticed this negative self-talk ever since I broke my shoulder last year. That did something, man, where it made me fearful and it made me resent the same things that I used to love. And so I'm doing the work now of getting out of that weak mindset and that injured brain fog. And I'm focusing on being kind to myself. So what does that look like? Well, as soon as I got in the car and I actually reflected on it, because I didn't realize it in real time, I catastrophized. It seemed like the end of the world. But then once I got out of the game, I was like, oh, like I'm fine. So when I was in the car, I really just reflected and you know, started being kind to myself. Like, this is the type of stuff that sounds pretty obvious, but you got to do it if you want to have success in basketball or in anything else in life. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to be your own best friend. And a nice visualization that I like to use is thinking about being in a fight, right? If you know the Rocky movies, right? That gives me inspiration all the time. I think about Rocky versus Apollo Creed in that first fight. If you haven't seen the movies, Rocky was this guy that was basically like a Philadelphia bum, he was a bum on the streets, but he was given an opportunity to fight against a heavyweight champion, that man being named Apollo Creed. Rocky didn't win the first fight, but he went the distance. That was his goal. He survived all 15 rounds. And within the fight, his technique was bad. He, wasn't a great technical fighter, but he got through that fight through sheer willpower and determination. He got knocked down, but he kept getting back up. His coaches in the corner, people in the audience kept yelling to stay down, but he kept getting up. I try to put myself in Rocky Balboa's shoes. I say, all right, I've been knocked down. I've been embarrassed. People are telling me to quit. I should stop. I'm telling myself to quit. But if I listen to those voices and I let that affect me, I'm not going to be able to live with myself at the end of the day because that's not who I am. You need to reshape your identity. You need to get back to who you are. The type of person you are is somebody that doesn't quit, goes the distance, and it may not look clean, but you get the job done. That's a reframe that's helped me a lot. Right now, is this resonating with you guys?
Yeah.
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 So I want to ask you guys a question first. When you guys miss a shot, what's something that comes to your mind immediately?
Dang it.
Dang it. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's that. I was also thinking this. So yeah, that's
Great.
basically.
Okay. What if you get a turnover in a game?
My coach is mad.
Okay. What else? It's tough to think of right now because in the moment it's very prevalent, but you don't think about it too closely. This is how we can level up with our mindset.
Sometimes whenever I do a turnover, I like think that I knew I shouldn't have done that because like I like realize it's a turnover after the ball the moment the ball leaves my hands, I realize that it's gonna be a turnover.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like that dread, right? Like, no, like you wish you could have the ball back in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in slow motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see that like one person in the passing lanes right before you pass it, and it's already left your hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best thing you can do.
Yeah. So notice that, right? So you think, oh, the coach is mad at me. So you already have that fear. We have fear already. Then you get mad at yourself. So you have fear and you have anger. You know what takes away your ability to think clearly is two things. Do you know what those two things are?
Anger
And what else?
and sadness. I don't know. Depression.
These two things stop you from thinking clearly. It's anger
Sadness.
Nope.
Happiness.
I have it written.
Fear.
Anger and fear are the two things that will cloud your judgment, right? Think
Oh, I
about
didn't
it.
see that.
If you guys deal with anxiety at all, right? When you're anxious, are you thinking straight? Like, are you thinking clear? Probably not, right?
No.
Everything feels more dramatic than it actually is, right? Would you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're panicking, are you able to think of the most logical way to handle something? No,
No.
right? Exactly. So if you're angry, oh my gosh, I know for me at least, man, like you guys may not be driving right now, but I know for me, let's say I'm driving, somebody cuts me off. Let's just say I'm not thinking about, oh, maybe they're in a hurry and, there was a reason why they cut me off. No, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about every reason why I'm angry and I'm mad because they cut me off, right? So anger and fear cloud your judgment. Take a notice that the first two emotions you felt after you made a mistake on the basketball court was what? Anger and fear.
Yeah.
Basketball and sports in general are a reflection of, this is going to sound really like extra, but bear with me. I'll explain it. If you you might have heard this before, but like this is going to sound really like, oh, okay, here we go. But like, it's true. Our ancestors lived in small tribes, right? I know this is about to sound crazy, right? they lived in small tribes, right? So if you made a mistake in the tribe, right, a big mistake, that could have led to social isolation, right? And so it is still programmed in our minds that when we make a mistake, even if it's a mistake on the basketball court, that can lead to social isolation. And so those same emotions are present. Does this make sense at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way to deal with this is to first off understand that, okay, like the game of basketball is not a direct reflection of my place in society. Okay. Like that, once you say it out loud, you can just laugh about it. But the next thing is saying, okay, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. I can make 500,000 mistakes on the basketball court and the world keeps spinning. And my life off the court doesn't have to actually be affected by what happens on the basketball court. When I was younger, I had really one of the biggest reasons why I started my channel and why I started my business is because I had such bad mental health when it came to basketball. Like I was so obsessed with being good or winning games that I would punish myself when I didn't do well. So there would be some games where I would come home and I wouldn't let myself eat or drink water for the rest of the day. And then I would make myself sick. Right? That's the type of stuff that you should never do. That goes back to being kind to yourself. Right? Doing that sort of thing doesn't make you tougher. It doesn't make you cool. It doesn't make you anything. No. The best way to get better at basketball is to first train hard, of course, right? Then it's to learn from mistakes, and it's to forgive yourself. Because I can tell you firsthand, last year when I saw Cooper Flag was being drafted to the NBA, already destroying Team USA. I'm older than Cooper Flag, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was already doing all that stuff. So I had that jealousy, and I had to, of course, deal with that and just say, all right, I shouldn't be jealous of other people's success. I should be happy, right? But like to get back to the actual point, there's going to be people that are doing better than you, right? I put air quotes around that because better is very subjective. Your journey is not the same as everybody else's. And I'm not one of those people to say, oh, hand them a participation trophy or something. Like, no. Like, if somebody is objectively doing better than you, of course, like, we have to acknowledge that. But some guys are just on a different plane, Like, you comparing your basketball journey to anybody else's is just not really a good practice, Like, that's like comparing apples to oranges, man. Yes, you guys are playing the same sport, but you guys have different life experiences. You have different bodies. You have different everything. So the only person that you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. Who you were yesterday should be proud of the person you are today. And if you can say that, you are being successful. You're on a great path. But the moment you start comparing yourself to other people is when you start really getting confused and you feel bad about yourself. Do you guys resonate with this as well?
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat? Yeah. So that's not to say you should never compare yourself to other people when it comes to being a competitor. So you can always learn from somebody in competition. Like, let's say one of your teammates has been doing really well, and you say, hey, all right, how can I play as good as him? And then you can learn from him and go from there. But if you attach your identity to basketball, that's when it becomes an issue because you start thinking less of yourself as a person, as an individual. That's when it becomes a problem. Does that clear it up more, Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Because I know I just threw a lot at you.
No,
Mm.
no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Awesome. All right. One more thing. Like I said, have been training again. And one thing that's been really helpful for me is I don't know if you guys can see it back there. I'm pointing to it. Oh, right there. That paper. You guys see that right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that paper. That's a habit tracker. I just made one by just going on the like Google Sheets or not Google Sheet, Google Docs and just making a really big table and then just stretching it across the whole page. So that holds what, 30 different rows? Yeah, I think 30 rows. So for every month, I have a habit tracker. So it looks something like this. Boom. Right. Oh, no. Oh, no. There we go. So it looks
You
something
got
like
it.
this, right? It's just a big table. And so let's say I have form shooting here. I have shooting workout here. I have ball handling workout, right? So I have my different things that I need to get done throughout the day on here. I also have meditation, right? Like stuff that's maybe not even directly related to basketball. Just stuff that I want to do every day. This habit tracker has been very helpful in keeping track of my habits. So instead of having to like remember this all the time, I can just look and be like, "Oh yeah, I got to do that today." Right? I'm not a big fan of having a very very strict schedule. My schedule is a bit more dynamic because I have a life, and sometimes like life gets in the way of things, so you need to adjust. So instead of worrying about, okay, at 4 o'clock I have to do this, at 5 o'clock I have to do that, I just say, all right, no, I need to make sure I make time for this stuff, and then I do it. So let's say I did form shooting today. Great. I checked that off. I did my shooting workout. I did my ball handling. Oh, no, I missed my meditation today. So I'm going to put an X there. So then over the course of, my time of doing this, right, I can check to see, okay, was I consistent? And I could say, all right, how many days did I miss my ball handling workout? Okay, I missed my ball handling workout one time. Okay, I missed my shooting workout one time. Form shooting, I didn't miss a day. I'm very consistent with that. That's good. Right? So I can look and see, all right, where can my consistency improve? And then the next month, I could say, all right, my goal is to miss one less ball handling workout or one less shooting workout. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I keep getting the question from a lot of players saying, hey, I'm struggling with consistency in my training. But if you don't have a metric that says you're being more consistent, how do you know? Because the definition of consistency isn't being perfect. The definition of consistency is improving more than you did before. Like, let's say last month I worked out on 25 days, right? This month I worked out on 26 days. I consistently improve. I improve my consistency, right? I went 25 for 30, then 26 for 30. Now, let's say over the course of a year, right, out of 365 days, let's say, I don't know, I had 310 out of 365 days, right? So my consistency is 310 for 365. Then the next year, maybe it's 300, right? You could say, oh, my consistency went down, or you could say, well, it's pretty close, right? And you don't beat yourself up. Then you could say, all right, the next year I want to get 20 more. So then you get 320 out of 365, right? So if you want to be more consistent, you have to have a metric that you track it against so you can actually measure it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like nobody really talks about that, so I just wanted to bring that up. If you want to be more consistent, start tracking your consistency. It seems like very obvious, but people don't say it. All right. How's the workout plan been for you guys? You guys are on the 90-day workout plan in the classroom tab. How's that been going?
Um, so what I've been doing recently is I've been adding a bit more. So I had a private training with a trainer. So I've been keeping the same exact. I've been keeping the same amount of volume, but I also add some of the drills that he put in there. And then yeah, that's mostly what I've been. That's all I've added. Oh, and I've just been doing the ball handling every day. I've seen my
Good.
ball handling skyrocket.
Nice, man. Good stuff, dude. What about you, Aiden?
I do the shooting workout like in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, this last week I've been hitting less shots. And I don't know. I feel like something changed in my jump shot. I have to go back and see what happened. I don't know. But I've just been hitting less.
Less than before? Have you been tracking it? You just kind of feel it?
Yeah, I because it like it takes me longer to finish the workout than it did before.
Oh, you're taking the same shots too?
Yeah.
Might be
How
a
much
slot.
have you rested?
Um maybe like um wait. You mean okay, rested as in like how many
Like,
days
what's your
off I
sleep
had?
like? How many off
Uh,
days have you had? Are
um
you stretching?
okay, let's start with sleep.
Yeah.
Since I do the workout in the morning at like 6:30, I don't really get as much sleep. You know what it is? Because there's been a lot of homework this week. So maybe the homework is piling on top of the like the sleep because I've been having to stay up. I've been having to stay up to do my homework.
Okay, so you've been getting less sleep.
Yeah. You know, okay, because yeah, I have 2 weeks left of school, I think. So 2 weeks more. No, well, technically 1 week more of homework, and then the shooting will go back up. Bro, just
I think you
trust.
answered your own question then, okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a while, so I'm not surprised that could be the issue. Now, let's say it's not that. What else do you think it could be? Just to make sure we
Um,
cover all the bases.
um,
Do you stretch?
no, I don't.
Ooh, yeah. I recommend you get on that, man.
Yeah,
Just do some basic stretches. You can look
I
it up
used
on
to,
Google.
I
It's
used to
easy.
stress like every day,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. I just didn't. I just stopped for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, man, you gotta get back on that. Once you start, you get back in the routine, it's easy. Just get those first 3 or 4 days under your belt and you'll be good. But stretching is gonna help you a lot. Makes a big difference
Yeah,
with your recovery. Yeah,
yeah.
man, get the
What
right amount of sleep too.
hmm I think I average like 6 hours.
Ooh.
6 hours?
Yeah, mm.
Get your sleep up.
What's
Well,
your usual sleep before the homework started piling up?
before the homework, I'm in bed. Okay, I get up at 5, sometimes 5:30.
Yeah.
I used to be in bed by 8 to 8:30.
Wow, okay, better than I did in the past. Wow. Yeah, I used to go to bed by, like, midnight, wake up at, like, 5.
Yeah,
That was not smart.
see. I can never do that, even though my sleep schedule is bad.
Dude,
I can still never wake or go to sleep at
I
12.
that's what I do, Mark. Except I wake up at like 11, 10.
okay, yeah. Yeah,
11,
if you have
10.
a late sleep schedule, that's fine, just don't make the same mistakes as I did where you just don't sleep enough. Because then I fell asleep in class during school, and that I got in not too much trouble, but my teachers were not happy with me. So don't want to do that. All right, y'all. It's 6:30, so if you have any more questions, let me know now. If not, I'm gonna let you all go. This was a great huddle.
I do have one more. So
Okay,
I've
shoot.
noticed after I take like a 2 day rest days in a row, I'll come back and my shot will feel like just like everything about my game will feel way better than it did the week prior. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that has some like scientific facts to back it up. I don't know.
Well, one thing that I've learned so I've been trying to learn how to play the guitar, playing guitar, and
Basketball player, boxer, and guitarist.
I'm not a very great. I'm good at basketball, guitar. Oh, absolutely not. Boxer, yeesh. But they're fun hobbies. Anyway, I learned that the most of your learning and your muscle memory builds when you're not doing the thing. Like you do the practice, and like for example, I was trying to learn how to play a C chord on the guitar or a G chord. And the whole day, like it was like an hour, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get my fingers to play the right note, and it was frustrating. So I put it down, and then the next day I picked up the guitar. First time I started playing, I just did the G chord every time like it was nothing. So overnight, that muscle memory came in. I think it's very similar with basketball. Like it's much more long term, and it's not like just one single chord. It's a jump shot, but like taking those breaks, I think your brain still compartmentalizes it and reminds yourself like, okay, this is exactly how to do that shot motion.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Any more questions?
No.
All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. Great huddle once again. God bless y'all, man.
All right.
God
God bless.
bless.
Bye.
See y'all.
Goodbye.